Hey folks, Fromark here with the grand finale of the Rayman Let's Play over here on the Fromark channel. And for those of you who've stuck around through all the 10 parts before this, thanks. And there's still a little bit left to do here in the Cave of Skops. There's still a little bit left to do in the game. About 18 minutes worth of stuff left to do in this game. And before I get to go back to the outside part of the Eat It Joe's level, I've got to ride this spaceship through here, make sure I don't get hit by anything, and of course get a couple more Electoon cages while I'm at it. Now this level really isn't all that bad, it's just a matter of dodging everything while you're riding on the ships. Ship! My ship sails in the morning. I wonder what's for dinner. Ship! Anyway, get a few of those tings as they go ting, ting, ting. Go over here and see what's going on. I thought for sure maybe there was a cage over here, but it's just an extra life. Still neat though, I'll take it. Of course, these little spaceships have Joe's eyes, and they got a little J in the middle for Joe. I mean, the level is named after him. There's another cage. Grab that. And that leaves one more to get. I almost don't have very many cages left to get at all in this game. Just about got them all. Yeah! And with that, I gotta say, yeah! So does Rayman. But yeah, there's one cage left in Eat It Joe's, and then in the Mr. Skops stalactites? I know it's stalactites. And then there's also stalagmites. I can't remember which one is which. One grows on the cave floor, one grows on the cave ceiling. Little bit of rock knowledge for you folks. But yeah, even though the music here is pretty chill, even though Joe's in a good mood now that the power's back on, even though the background in this level looks pretty nice, and there's the last Electoon cage. But with all that being said, yeah, you see that jump cut there. With all that being said, this level's pretty difficult. It's a pain in the ass to get through. And it's mostly because of them damn fish right there. You see the things with the giant teeth sticking out? Whenever I was a kid, I just referred to them as beaver fish because they got giant beaver teeth. But yeah, you gotta look out for these boys because they'll come back around and try to jump over you with their sharp teeth, and it's just really gotta be careful. You can avoid them if you're ducking in the right spot, and of course if you run past them quick enough. But they're just a chore to deal with. I'd rage quit this game many a times as a kid because of those effing beaver fish. But I can get out of here now and give it a good yeah, and that will do it for the Eat It Joe's section of the Cave of Skops. So yeah, there's only a couple of things left to do really, folks. You just gotta get through Mr. Skops' stalactites, battle Mr. Skops himself, and then move on to the bonus or the true final level in the game. Oh, the music here is fantastic. This is one of the better songs in the game as well. The way it's just nice and ambient, and it's got that acoustic guitar kicks in. And it's just good stuff. Really good stuff. The song the way it starts off, kind of slightly reminds me of a Cheap Trick song. I think it's called Mando Cello. It's on their first album. But aside from a little bit of intro, though, not really too many similarities. There's a swing off the flying ring. Look out for those flying spike things. Ting, 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 ting. Ting. But yeah, all the Electoon cages are actually really easy to get in this level because there's only 2 sub-levels for this. There's well, technically 3, but 2 of them are Mr. Skops related. Whereas this one's the only one where you gotta go around collecting Electoon cages, dealing with checkpoints and all that jazz. Do you like jazz? Swing on the flying rings. This one's gonna be a little tricky. But no need to worry. Get my picture taken once again. Thought maybe there's something below, but maybe not. There is. There it is. Alright. Just gotta get one more wherever that may be. It's around here somewhere, folks. Bear with me. I'll get it eventually. Wait. Hang on. Okay. There it is. That's the last Electoon cage, folks. I don't have to get any more of these little pink bastards. They're all free now. And I can go to the final true level in the true final level in the game and get the good ending and save the day. Which the level after this, it'll just take you to a credits sequence if you don't have all the Electoon cages beforehand. So don't even bother. I learned that the hard way. And when I realized what I had to do, I was like, oh man, I gotta go back through and get all those things I didn't want to get. But the older I get and the more I play this game, the easier it is to find all those Electoon cages. But gonna go ahead and give it a good yeah! Let's see what Skops the Scorpions got cooking. I like the theme for this one too. It's called Never Wake a Sleeping Scorpion. I also kind of know how to play this on guitar. Anyways, the goal here is to just not get hit by him, and to, anytime he, does that, you just want to hang off the edge right here. Looks like it's gonna be really close call, but as long as you're careful and precise, it's nothing to worry about. Now, even though he is the, boss for the Cave of Skops, I won't battle him just yet. This is a warm-up. It's a little warm-up. I don't really do anything, I just gotta follow him to the end of the level. And, ooh, yeah! Yeah! Works for me. Made it through there, barely made it, even though Rayman's feet are probably melted to that lava. And for all the build-up here, for this being the final regular boss in the game, I gotta say, it's a little bit disappointing, folks. I expect a little more when I first got here. But it's pretty simple stuff. It's a really simple pattern. You just gotta look out for his claw hook. And whenever he fires those beams out of his stinger, just punch him right back in his direction. And rinse, lather, repeat for... It looks like he takes 8 hits. They're pretty simple stuff. It's a lot easier to get through here than it was 2 years... yeah, even 2 years ago probably, but many years ago it was like nearly impossible. But now it's not. I delivered that final bonk. And the day's not quite saved yet, folks. I still got one last set of levels to get through. I'll go ahead and let Rayman dance for a minute, because Rayman, please help me! Hurry! And so we will hurry from the Cave of Skops onwards to the Candy Chateau, Mr. Dark's Dare. I really like this level, folks. For the longest time, I didn't even really... Well, I kind of knew it was a level, but at the same time, I thought maybe I was just getting a short end of the deal until I realized that I gotta get every Electoon cage. So whenever I found the music tracks for this level on the CD player, I was like, huh, I never heard these in the game. It must be for that secret level. And I was right. This is a pretty cool place, though. I like Candy Chateau. Of course, all the candy and ice cream and the chocolate bar floors and the yeah! It's all good stuff, and it makes me a little hungry. Of course, food levels always do that. Of course, I think I might order me a pizza tomorrow night. Pizza be sounding pretty good. Of course, you can never go wrong with a good za! And I'm one of those people that like pineapple on my za. So go ahead, burn me at the stake. I like pineapple on pizza. I said it. Now, of course, this level here is pretty cool because Mr. Dark has that anti-Rayman chasing you down. Who's pretty much just a carbon copy of you. Follows every move you make, but as the player, you're always one step ahead. And you can easily avoid the anti-Rayman, or whatever he's supposed to be called. Of course, Mr. Dark will show up a couple of times throughout the Candy Chateau to wreak havoc upon Rayman, like with this anti-Rayman dude following me, and then some stuff going on in the next level that we'll get to when we get there. Of course, I like the percussion for this one. And it looks like I will be able to, make it through here without getting hit, which is always a good thing. And those chocolate bar floors look good with the pile of cherries next to them. I like chocolate covered cherries. Mr. Dark has hit me again, and although you can't tell by watching the video, but you can see that, well, you kind of can, because there's that little sparkle around Rayman. It's because Mr. Dark has inverted your controls. So left is right and right is left. But only for this little bit of section. Not even for the entire level, really. But it's still quite a pain, and it can be very confusing. Which I guess is the point. But just kind of mosey my way on through here. And I wish I had some chocolate with me. Of course, I'm recording this while I'm at work at the time of recording this. And I don't really have the ability to just leave the premises and get a bar of chocolate. So I might take care of that when I get off work. Don't really need any more sugary sweets. But sometimes they're pretty good, you know? Sometimes they're pretty good. Of course, my favorite chocolate bar is probably, I don't know, I really like dark chocolate. Like those Lindt 85% cocoa things. But every once in a while, I don't always eat chocolate, but I do once in a while, and I hear that it actually has some health benefits, so that's why I try not to get too carried away with, like, candy chocolate. I like to go after the healthier chocolates, like dark chocolate and stuff that has less sugar in it. But if I really had to pick a favorite chocolate bar, that's a little bit hard for me to do. I really like I also really like white chocolate. So I really love those Zero bars. Those are really good. And then, ooh, Mr. Good bars, because I like peanut. I love a Mr. Good bar. Talking about, I mean, I'm kind of keeping it on topic. This is the Candy Chateau. Now I got my controls back, but I can't punch. Mr. Dark took my punch from me. And you seen there for a little section, he made it to where I permanently ran, but swapped that out for the punch. So yeah, this is the final showdown of the game, folks. This is the battle with Mr. Dark. Well, technically, it's a little bit of a letdown, to be honest with you, folks. But considering everything I did to get here, I think the entirety of the game's fine as it is. Just the final boss was just a little bit of a letdown when I first got here. But just, for now, just gotta deal with Mr. Dark throwing his beams at you and look out for his fire. I can't just punch him because he's got my fist power up, like, right above me. You're doomed, Rayman! So you think. As the flames close in, hey, it's those Electoons from earlier. Yeah, give me that power glove back. And from there, it just turns into a mishmash of the bosses from previous levels. Which, kind of adds to the underwhelming nature of this, because you'd think you'd be battling Mr. Dark unless he's just possessing the remains of all the previous bosses. Like how this one's a combination of Mr. Stone and Skops. And it's pretty easy for the most part. You can't hit him until you stand for a certain amount of time. But then you got the Space Mamas, who are half Space Mama, half Mosquito. And they're quite a pain to deal with sometimes. Just gotta look out and make sure that one hits the other, just like that. And they'll just kind of move around until they kind of get themselves directly into the path of fire. Like so. And just gotta do that a few times. Make sure a bonk is delivered. Bonk. And yeah, bonk. There we go. Just gotta do that 3 more times. But yeah, for a final boss showdown, that's not too bad, really. But not quite out of it yet. Still not quite in the clear yet. There's one last section here. It's an amalgamation of Space Mama, Mr. Sax, and Mosquito. And the goal here is to just make sure you don't get hit. You've been shrunk down to where his jumps will just bounce you everywhere. And you want to hit him real good in the face a few times. Once again, pretty straightforward pattern to get down. To get down on it. Get down on it. And if I keep singing all these real songs, I'm going to get DMCA'd faster than I did when I was uploading Eagles lyrics videos on my old YouTube account. But hey, that's going to do it, folks. That's the end. That's literally it. Excellent indeed. The game is over, folks. I thank you all for tuning into this Fromark Plays Adventure of Rayman, and for joining me for a game that is very near and dear to me, and will probably continue to be for the rest of my life and long after I'm gone. Of course, you gotta give them credits where the credits are due. That's fine, because there's only like a minute left in the video. And here we just see a slideshow in the background of everybody on vacation, just chilling and maxing, relaxing, all cool. Maybe even shooting some b-ball outside of the school. But yeah, honestly, 10 out of 10 game. No matter what complaints I have about this game, the good always outweighs the bad. And this game is just... It's an absolute wonder for me to play it. Anytime I sit down and play it, absolute wonderful. I always have a good time coming back to this one. Now, I hope y'all had a good time watching me come back to this one. But yeah, got that little cutscene at the end that we saved the day, and it was pretty much a good ending. Now, the credits would play if I didn't have all the Electoon cages and tried to go to Candy Chateau, but... all is right in Rayman's world. See you soon, Rayman. And see you soon, folks. This is Fromark of Fromark Plays and